You want to know how you can stand out at work and be considered a top performer. Maybe you just got a new job, or maybe there's a management change and you have a new boss, or maybe you're just concerned about layoffs. All fair, but no matter the season of your career, you can always do things to make sure that management sees you as valuable. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to make sure that you stand out in a positive way and can be considered a top performer, someone who's valuable, and the last person they want to lay off. Because in today's very dynamic, fast-changing era with AI and a lot of companies cutting back and doing layoffs, you want to be the person that management wants to keep and promote and support with new opportunities. And you can do that if you know how to stand out. Okay. So the first thing I want you to work on is your emotional intelligence, your EQ. Because in today's work environment, we are on screens. We are wearing headphones at the office. We use emails and different platforms to communicate. And before, body language was an essential part of our communication, but we've lost a lot of that because we're on screens now. So it's never been more essential to develop your emotional intelligence. Now, I'm going to refer to a few examples, but I also want to give you one of my favorite books, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a quick read, but the fun part is that it has an assessment. It has a little quiz you can take that gives you feedback on the different categories. It's divided up into 4 sections, and then it will give you suggestions and tips and strategies to overcome some of your blind spots. Because EQ includes things like empathy, the ability to understand and appreciate where other people are coming from, whether that's your clients, your coworkers, or yes, even your boss. And self-awareness is also a key part of EQ. You need to think about how you're coming across to other people in one-on-one meetings, in group settings, and presentations. And trust me, if you follow along in the news, I heard Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase last year, talk about how essential EQ was. Because face it, a lot of people can do the thing. A lot of people can do your task. People can code, they can balance the books or whatever the thing is. But remember, it's not just what you do that helps you stand out, it's how you do it. Both have to be in play, right? You have to be successful and meet your targets, but it's how you do it. Are you able to listen and observe and read the room and connect the dots to see patterns? EQ can help you stand out. Now, the second thing I want you to consider is to get on management's radar. You need to strengthen your internal network and be known to other people. You want leaders in the company to have a strong sense of who you are, your reputation, and the impact that you are having. So this is the time to build relationships with peers and people above and below you, because you never know who's going to be promoted and who's going to have influence tomorrow. A company shift might have a new change to your job. You might have a new boss tomorrow. And there could also just be really cool new opportunities around the corner. So you want to be on management's radar as decisions are being made. Because don't forget, when we post a new job, we've been working on it for months. We might even have an idea of who we want. There's a phrase called the hidden job market. You might hear about that, the hidden job market. That means that when I post a job on April 1st, I've been working on it for months. I already have an idea of who I might want for that position. And people know about it, but it's not public yet. And there's a lot of times when jobs are being designed and departments being reorganized, but management can't talk about it yet. So things are happening behind the scene. So you just really never know who's going to play an important role in your life. So when employees are spread out amongst different office locations, sometimes remote, hybrid, I get it. It's hard to get to know people, for sure. But it's up to you. Like, how can you go out of your way to build a relationship? That way people know you. And maybe it's after a Zoom call, sending an email to someone the next day and asking a follow-up question or finding time to chat. Maybe it's sending an article, sending a TEDx talk on something that was discussed, just kind of making yourself known. Because as managers, we want to keep the good people, and we'll go out of our way to do that. I was in human resources and I helped them build their teams, but I also helped them when they had to cut back. We've got to know you if we want to keep you. And with performance review systems always changing, the more people you know, the better. because a lot of times companies are now going to group review assessments where you get feedback 360 degrees, we call it, not just your boss, but sometimes your peers and even the people underneath you. Now, ideally, you and your boss have talked about it when you join the company about how you would be reviewed and what the system is. But again, with so many changes happening, you just never know who is going to have influence on your job. So the more you can do to boost your network and have a good relationship with people, then the easier it will be for you to be up for opportunities when the time comes. Now, the third thing I want you to think about is to be low drama. And what do I mean by that? Well, when I was in human resources, we would always talk about the people who had high drama, and you know who they are, right? This is someone who's needy, who always has a problems, who always complains, and there's just a cloud of negativity around them and just drama, right? Someone who's low drama is someone who might have an issue, but they solve it without emotion. They are flexible. This is what we talk about when we say we want someone who is a team player, right? That perhaps you're willing to take on new assignments because this person's going to be on leave, or the company all of a sudden had to pivot. We can't staff up just quite as fast as we'd like to. You can still get clarity, you can ask questions, and you can negotiate. You see the upside and the opportunities. And sometimes there still might be a conflict, or maybe you're overloaded at work. You can still address these things. But the low drama people, they take the emotion out of it. They share with their boss, here's what's happening. I have a few ideas about how we might solve it or move forward. Because remember, managers will always say, come to me with solutions, not problems. You've probably heard that one already. And then be flexible on the path forward. So to recap, if you want to really stand out at work, work on your emotional intelligence, get on management's radar, and be low drama. Now, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe and leave me a comment and tell me what questions you have about the world of work that I could help answer. I've been at this for more than 20 years, but I will be happy to take your questions and address them here. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Substack, and my website is dianainc.com. I'm Diana Bernal. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week.